Do you know how many women walk through life without knowing how unbelievably captivating they are? I'm not talking about the conventional beauty standards or social media influence. I'm talking about something Carl Jung discovered that goes much deeper. That mysterious quality, that energy, that way of being that leaves others completely captivated even when you don't see it yourself. Jung discovered something remarkable about human connection. We often radiate an energy, a presence, a magnetic quality that others can feel, even when we remain completely blind to it ourselves. And here's what's fascinating. You're probably undervaluing this power right now. And the less aware you are of this power, the more authentic and captivating it becomes. Today, I'm going to reveal 12 Jungian signs that you're far more attractive than you realize. Some of these signs are so subtle that you might have dismissed them for years. But once you recognize them, you'll never see yourself the same way again. Stay until the end, because sign number 9 is one of the most commonly misunderstood by women, yet for Jung, it represented one of the clearest indicators of your magnetic presence. I guarantee that after understanding these Jungian insights, you'll never see your interactions with others the same way again. Sign 1. Men get nervous around you. Have you noticed how some men seem to lose their usual confidence when they're near you? Perhaps they stumble over words, adjust their clothing repeatedly, or suddenly become hyper-focused on mundane tasks. While you might dismiss this as coincidence, Jung would identify something much deeper happening. When a man becomes nervous in your presence, it's because you've activated what Jung called his anima, his inner feminine archetype. This isn't just physical attraction, it's a profound psychological response to the authentic energy you embody. A man might be perfectly composed, speaking to others, yet around you, his body betrays him. He touches his neck, avoids direct eye contact, or speaks either too quickly or too slowly. This isn't weakness. It's his unconscious mind recognizing something in you that resonates at a level beyond his control. Don't try to make him more comfortable by dimming your light. His discomfort isn't a problem to solve. It's clear evidence of your natural magnetic presence. When a man gets nervous around you, he's not just seeing a woman. He's experiencing an archetypal force that touches parts of himself he doesn't fully understand. Sign 2. People glance at you repeatedly. Jung believed that certain individuals naturally embody universal archetypes that trigger unconscious recognition in others. This explains why you might catch people looking at you not just once, but twice or even more. It's not just someone observing you as you walk by. The truly significant signal is that second glance, when they've already passed but find themselves turning back. In Jungian terms, this represents a moment of unconscious recognition, as if something in you is calling to something in them. You might think you're simply going about your day, entering a cafe, waiting in line, walking down the street, completely unaware of the impression you're creating. But from Jung's perspective, you're emanating archetypal qualities that others can sense without even understanding why they're drawn to look again. This second glance isn't about whether you're wearing something eye-catching or if your makeup is perfect. It's about the natural way you move through the world, carrying energies and qualities that speak to the collective unconscious we all share. Sign 3. You underestimate yourself, yet receive compliments. Jung often spoke about the paradox of the shadow, how we fail to see our own light while others can't help but notice it. This explains one of the most telling signs of natural attraction: receiving genuine compliments on days when you feel least attractive. Have you experienced this? On a day when you personally don't feel your best, someone still tells you that you look amazing or that there's something specially captivating about you. This contradiction reveals a profound truth about authentic magnetism. Jung would explain that the contrast between how you see yourself and how others perceive you creates a powerful authenticity. When you're not trying to project an image, your true self emerges. and that self carries a natural radiance that others can feel. Maybe you believe your hair isn't styled well, your outfit isn't special, or you're not meeting some arbitrary standard. Yet the compliments come anyway. Why? Because your attractiveness transcends the superficial elements you're focusing on. There's something in your voice, your laugh, your natural movements that creates an impression far more powerful than any cultivated image. Sign 4. They seek you out for insignificant reasons. In Jung's concept of synchronicity, seemingly random encounters often conceal deeper psychological purposes. This explains why people, especially those who feel attracted to you, find the smallest reasons to be in your presence. Notice how someone might ask you to explain something simple, request a minor favor, or seek your opinion on something trivial. On the surface, these interactions seem casual and insignificant. But Jung would recognize them as the conscious mind creating pathways to fulfill an unconscious desire for connection. These aren't random encounters. They're the unconscious orchestrating moments of contact. The person isn't truly interested in the small favor or the simple question. Those are merely bridges their conscious mind builds to reach what their unconscious truly seeks: proximity to your energy. So when someone consistently finds reasons to approach you, text you, or stay near you, even for seemingly unimportant matters, recognize it for what it truly is. The trivial request is merely the visible tip of a much deeper attraction they may not even be aware of themselves. Sign 5. Women criticize you without real reason. One of Jung's most penetrating insights was his understanding of the shadow. Those qualities we reject in ourselves but project onto others. This explains why you might experience criticism from other women that seems completely unjustified. Have you noticed that some women look at you strangely, make passive-aggressive comments, or criticize aspects of your appearance or personality for no apparent reason? You're not doing anything wrong. In fact, what's happening is quite profound from a Jungian perspective. When your natural presence triggers someone's shadow aspects, they experience discomfort they don't understand. Your authenticity, confidence, or effortless beauty becomes a mirror reflecting qualities they've denied in themselves. Their criticism isn't really about you. It's about how your presence makes them confront aspects of themselves they've rejected. If you've ever been called too much, when you weren't even trying, or if someone seems to compete with you over something you weren't even invested in, you're witnessing shadow projection. This unfounded criticism is actually one of the clearest signs that your authentic energy is powerful enough to trigger deep psychological responses in others. Sign 6. People smile at you without knowing you. Jung identified certain expressions as universal responses to archetypal recognition. When strangers smile at you unprompted, you're witnessing this phenomenon in action. Have you experienced walking down the street, standing in a store, or using public transportation when someone, particularly a man, gives you a smile without any apparent reason? He doesn't approach you or start a conversation. He simply smiles, sometimes shyly, other times with quiet confidence. In Jungian psychology, this spontaneous response signals that you've activated the archetype of wholeness in their unconscious. This smile is their recognition of something complete and integrated in your energy, something that resonates with their own quest for psychological integration. These smiles aren't random social gestures. They're unconscious responses to the energy you naturally emit, a silent acknowledgement of something authentic they sense in you. A spontaneous smile cannot be faked. It emerges from the body involuntarily as a direct reaction to what you unconsciously project. If you've been wondering why this has happened to you, now you understand the deeper psychological underpinnings behind those mysterious smiles. If this exploration of Jung's wisdom is resonating with you, consider subscribing to the channel to join our community of seekers. Every week, we dive deep into the insights that help us understand our connections, our patterns, and our purpose. Now, let's explore the next signs. Sign 7. Men in relationships look at you more than usual. Jung's concept of anima projection explains one of the more uncomfortable signs of natural attraction. When committed men still find their gaze drawn to you. This isn't something you provoke intentionally, and it certainly isn't something to feel guilty about. From a Jungian perspective, it reveals how powerfully your authentic feminine energy activates unconscious forces in others. You might be at a gathering, walking down the street, or in a professional setting when you notice that look, that gaze that lingers slightly longer than it should from someone who is clearly in a relationship. Although they try to hide it, their unconscious response betrays them because archetypal attraction doesn't always follow social conventions. Jung would explain that you're activating aspects of their anima, inner feminine, that remain unfulfilled in their current relationship. This isn't about physical attraction alone, but about the psychological completeness you represent to them unconsciously. It's important to understand that this isn't your responsibility. You aren't causing these responses deliberately. It's your authentic presence, your way of moving through the world without pretense, that creates this powerful, yet unintended impact. Sign 8. You receive attention on social media without showing much. In today's digital world, Jung would have been fascinated by how authentic individuation stands out in a sea of curated personas. This explains why you might receive significant engagement on social media even without trying to attract attention. Have you posted a casual photo? No exaggerated poses, no revealing outfits, nothing designed to seek validation, yet still received an unusual amount of likes, comments, and messages. From a Jungian perspective, this represents recognition of your individuation in a world obsessed with personas. When a woman embodies her authentic self, she doesn't need to show off to make an impact. What captivates others isn't what's explicitly visible, but what's transmitted, your genuine way of being, your natural perspective, your unfiltered essence. The most interesting aspect is that you probably don't understand why a simple, authentic post generates such response. You might even believe you need to try harder, show more, create a more polished image. But the truth is, your power lies precisely in your natural authenticity, that quality that transcends the screen and touches something real in others. Sign 9. Men get confused around you. This might be the most misunderstood sign of all. Have you experienced a man showing clear interest, seeking you out, engaging enthusiastically, seeming completely drawn to you, only to suddenly pull away without explanation? Then, just as mysteriously, he reappears as if nothing happened. Jung called this psychological process enantiodromia, the tendency for things to transform into their opposites when taken to extremes. When a man experiences intense attraction to your authentic energy, it can trigger a profound inner conflict between his conscious intentions and unconscious responses. His confusion isn't a game he's playing. From a Jungian perspective, he's experiencing the tension between opposing psychological forces. His conscious mind might feel overwhelmed by the depth of connection he senses, while his unconscious continues pulling him toward you. So he creates distance, not because he's uninterested, but because he's too interested, and that intensity activates his psychological complexes and defenses. Then, once the internal pressure subsides, he returns, often unaware of the deeper forces driving his seemingly inconsistent behavior. If you've been interpreting this pattern as lack of interest or emotional games, understand that it often represents the opposite. Evidence that your authentic presence is powerful enough to trigger profound psychological responses that the person themselves doesn't fully understand. Sign 10. You don't realize your own power. Jung believed that the conscious ego cannot fully comprehend the true power of the integrated self. This explains why the most magnetically attractive individuals often doubt their own impact. Do you move through life questioning your worth, comparing yourself to others, wondering if you measure up, while simultaneously creating profound impressions without trying? This paradox is at the heart of authentic attraction. From a Jungian perspective, this lack of self-recognition isn't a flaw. It's a feature of genuine integration. When you're not consciously trying to project an image of attractiveness, your true self emerges naturally. And that self carries an energy that others can sense immediately. It shows when you enter a room without attempting to be noticed, yet are. It shows when you speak simply, without trying to impress, yet leave the strongest impression. It shows in every authentic moment where you're simply being rather than performing. This power doesn't begin when someone else validates it. It exists already, whether you recognize it or not. But when you start to acknowledge it, not from arrogance, but from a calm acceptance of your inherent worth, something shifts. Your body language, your energy, your very presence aligns with a deeper truth about who you are. Sign 11. Your absence is noticed more than your presence. Jung introduced the concept of temenos, a sacred psychological space created by authentic presence. This explains why people often feel your absence more acutely than they acknowledge your presence. Have you noticed that when you leave a gathering, the energy shifts? That people comment when you're gone? That something in the atmosphere seems different to others once you're no longer there? This isn't coincidence. From a Jungian perspective, your integrated presence creates a psychological container that holds more than just your physical self. It holds a quality of energy, a way of being that influences the entire environment, often in ways that only become fully apparent when that container is removed. The conversations change, the energy disperses. Without understanding why, people find themselves thinking about you after you've gone. This lasting impression is what makes you unforgettable. Not because you make a dramatic entrance, but because you leave an energetic void when you exit. If you've ever caught someone watching you as you leave, or received a message afterwards saying the energy changed when you left, you're experiencing this phenomenon. One of the clearest signs that your presence carries psychological weight far beyond what you consciously project. Sign 12. Silence with you isn't uncomfortable, it's intense. Jung developed the practice of active imagination, a state of engaged receptivity where profound connection happens beyond words. This explains why moments of silence with you often feel charged rather than awkward. Have you experienced being with someone when conversation naturally pauses, yet they don't fidget, check their phone, or rush to fill the void? Instead, they seem content, present, almost as if the silence itself is a form of communication. From a Jungian perspective, this comfortable intensity indicates that your presence facilitates a deeper level of psychological connection. It's not that the other person can't think of anything to say. It's that they're experiencing something with you that transcends verbal exchange. In these silent moments, they're not distracted or uncomfortable. They're processing the experience of being with you. Internally, they might be wondering, how can someone affect me this deeply without even speaking? Why does this silence feel more meaningful than conversations I have with others? When silence with you feels complete rather than empty, it reveals your capacity to connect at the level Jung considered most profound, the unspoken resonance between two authentic beings. And that quality cannot be faked or manufactured. It emerges naturally from psychological integration. So now I want to ask you, how many of these signs have you experienced in your life? Have you been dismissing these signals or perhaps misinterpreting them completely? Share your thoughts in the comments, because recognizing these patterns is the first step toward embracing the authentic, magnetic quality you already possess. If this video helped you see yourself from Jung's perspective, as someone whose natural presence carries more power than you've recognized, Then like this video and subscribe for more insights into the deeper psychology of human connection. Remember what Jung discovered. Your attractiveness isn't something you need to create or perfect. It's already there, embedded in your authentic way of being. And often, while you're questioning whether you're enough, others are already experiencing the depth and power of your natural presence. This isn't just about attraction, it's about recognition. Recognition of the complete self you're already becoming, even if you can't fully see it yet.